What's good, everybody? It's Big Game James. I think we're on live out here in California, IA. Out here chilling. This is my last day out here. We will be leaving California here in about 4 hours, 3 hours. Basically, just wanted to give my thoughts. First of all, shout outs to the Cowboys experience for the big shout outs for the Cowboys experience for allowing me. What up, Thurston? How allowing me to be able to come down here and have a great time, be able to get access. What's going on, Tyrone Church? Having great access. Shout outs to the Cowboys experience, Barry Griffith. Once again, if you're trying to go out to a Cowboys game, what up, Jay Outlaws Prez? If you're trying to get out to a Cowboys game, I'm going to be out there hosting that Miami Dolphins game. Trying to get out to some more. So if you're really trying to get to these Cowboys games, get in my inbox on Big Game James page and Silver&Blue Nation. What up, Law Nation? What up? We had a great show, great time. But make sure you get in that inbox so I can get you some of these good packages. No problem for the footage. So I can get some of them packages so we can meet down there and have a good time. But shout out to everybody that's supported Silver&Blue Nation through this period of time. Had a great time at camp. Was there Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Just my quick observations from what I saw. Obviously, Law Nation, my dog was down there the whole week. We got to do a collab. We will do a lot more of those. We probably got one coming this week on the Cowboys Experience page. So make sure you check that out on Facebook Live. That will be going down. We'll have our analysts of what we saw during the week. But shout out to Law Nation for the great coverage that he did. And, he's always bringing the pain and bringing his great analysis and great camera work. So shout out to Law Nation for the great collab that he did. But just some of my quick thoughts of what I saw. The few times I was down here trying to get to some camps right quick in Dallas. Got the good access all the way through. So definitely going to make that happen real quick. Randy Gregory. Haven't heard anything about Gregory. It's kind of like in a standstill, that kind of stuff. What's up, Tom Jasper Jr.? That kind of stuff is not quick. This kind of stuff is not resolved quickly. I don't see it being resolved quickly, especially with the Cowboys having the horses they do. I think this might be a slow process with Randy Gregory. So we're just kind of going to see, just kind of trying to keep positive about it and hope it does happen on the good end. Obviously, the blue and white scrimmage was yesterday. I'm just going to jump on the offense and I'll go defense right quick. Just some observations that I saw my time down there, starting with the offense. I'll go with the offensive line first. I'm not a big offensive line guy as far as the breakdown. But from what I saw, if I'm about to tell you, the offensive line, starting with Travis Frederick, he looks good. He was looking good in contact. I don't know if he's all the way back, but he had no bumps in the road during training camp, so that looked good. He was out there running with them starters, so that looked great. Obviously, you know about Zach Martin, have the back injury and a little stiffness in the back. I think they're really going to be real cautious with that. I think they're going to really take their time and just let him rehab it. They don't want anything to linger during the rest of the season, kind of like the Tyron Smith thing, so they're going to probably let him chill. See if Fulo's been in his spot. Connor Williams has had a pretty good camp, but he's had some one-on-one trouble. I think he went against Malik Collins. Tristan Hill got him a couple times, but all in all, Connor Williams, I feel like he'll be okay. I still think his position is better at tackle, but I think he'll be all right at guard. He gained a lot of weight. He's about 315 now, so he looks okay. La'el Collins is La'el Collins. I don't really know what to say about La'el Collins. He's just La'el Collins. He's going to make some really good plays. He's going to make some kind of bonehead plays. That's just kind of La'el Collins. I don't see him being here after next year regardless, but he hasn't looked terrible in camp. Tyron Smith has looked like an absolute monster. He looks healthy. He looks like the dog that he is, and really excited to see him really good that he's looking healthy. Also, if you're looking at the backup, Seal Fulo hasn't had the greatest camp. He's been getting kind of worked over by Malik Collins. So We'll see what happens with Connor McGovern. He's been kind of currently running with the third team right now. I think he's just kind of getting his foot wet. So I think they're just trying to bring him along slowly. He's got a lot to learn about this pro game. He's going against a lot of good guys. Malik Collins is giving him fits when he gets out there. So really don't think he's ready right now, but I think he's a good player, and he is going to be a good player. Just got to continue to groom him. Cam Fleming, I like Cam Fleming. I think he's a good swing tackle as a backup. I think that addition, I like him as the backup. If you want to talk about the receivers right quick, tight ends, Jason Witten is Jason Witten. You know Jason Witten is going to do Jason Witten what he does. He's not going to do anything spectacular, but he's just going to get the job done. My guy is Blake Jarwin. I've been on Blake Jarwin from day one when we got him in 2017. I've been on him. I liked him when he was nobody was really even talking about him when he was looking at camp. He looks good. He looks fluid. He looks long. He looks in shape. To me, it looks like he's ready to break out, and I hope the Cowboys really open up in the exploitation with him and not really go heavy with Jason Witten this year. You know, I understand Witten trying to come back and his hoorah, and he's trying to get that Super Bowl. But at the end of the day, we got to put the best players on the field. And right now, I don't care. I know he's a vet and he's an all-time great. Right now, I just think Blake Jarwin's a better asset than he is on the field, and I think he needs to start. Dalton Schultz, he hasn't really shown anything. You know what I mean? He hasn't really got too many reps. I'm not really throwing him in the trash or anything like that, but you haven't really got to see a lot of Dalton Schultz. So we'll kind of see how that goes with the Dalton Schultz thing. Maybe he needs to get more reps. I didn't really get to see a lot of him out there. But look for Blake Jarwin to really explode, and I hope they really let him really open the door for him and really get him on the field. I really feel like Dak and him have a really good rapport, and hitting him in the seams, yards after catch, good size, good hands. I think he's ready to break out, so I really like Blake Jarwin. If you're talking about the receivers, top guys, Amari Cooper, you don't have to worry about him. He was hurt the last couple of days, but Amari Cooper's Amari Cooper. He's going to do his thing. He's a technician. He's a guy that's meticulous about his work. You never have to worry about him. Michael Gallup has taken a leap. Just looking at him, he's a lot more confident in his routes. He looks a lot more sure of himself. He looks stronger. He looks like he wants the ball. Like when the ball, I noticed when I was watching a little bit of the scrimmages or when they were going one-on-ones, he wants that ball. And when the ball doesn't come his way, he gets frustrated. He wants that ball. He wants to make plays. And I definitely think Michael Gallup is going to make some big plays for the Cowboys this year. I really like what he's bringing to the table, and he's got a lot more confidence, and you can see it. Randall Cobb is just a consummate professional to me. Great addition, especially on the underneath routes. Kellen Moore was flexing him a lot in the backfield and doing carries out the backfield, sending him in motion with the jet sweeps. I like Cobb. I think he's going to do a lot of things with the Cowboys. I just like his addition as being a veteran of what he can do. So I really think Randall Cobb was a great pick, great addition, especially over the middle. I like him. If you're talking about the other guys, let me talk about Noah Brown. I've seen some comments. Matt Shelby asked about Noah Brown. He's hurt right now. I posted some videos with him working on the bands with the trainers. I don't know how Noah Brown makes it out of camp this year. This is my personal opinion. The receivers are too stacked. Now, I am going to say a few things about that. But, Noah Brown doesn't have any kind of outstanding traits to me to really keep him on the roster unless you try to bulk him up just a little more and flex him out of tight end. But as a receiver, I just don't see what he really offers outside of you got a Gallup, you got a Cobb, you got a Amari Cooper. What does he really offer besides that? You see what I'm saying? Unless he flex him at a tight end spot. So I don't know if Noah Brown makes the team. Also, Tavon Austin. I think Tavon Austin still might make the squad. I mean, he looked really quick. He looked active. He looked fast. They definitely like him on the punt returns. And Austin's still got that juice, man. He's got a lot of juice, so he's going to be a hard out. I thought, he probably might get knocked off the roster, especially with the salary that he has. But he's going to be in some competition. They like that speed, and he's got good hands. He's been putting a little bit of work on them cornerbacks. So Tavon Austin's going to be a tough out, so we'll see how that goes. I think Noah Brown's not going to be on the roster. You're talking about the rookies. John Vay Johnson, Jalen Guyton. Jalen Guyton has been my guy from day one. He's been my dark horse. Jalen Guyton has been steady. He was working a lot with the third team. I think he's thinking a lot. I think he's trying to make perfect plays. I think that's the biggest thing with him. He's trying to do everything right, and I think it's making him kind of robotic. But he's got really good size, real good size, good speed. I think they need to keep him on the roster. I don't know if he makes an active roster, but definitely keep him on the practice squad. Keep Jalen Guyton. Don't lose him. Everybody's been talking about John V. Johnson. He's been the guy with the speed, been turning up. Now, saw him yesterday, and he's going to have to get this corrected, but we watched the blue and white scrimmage yesterday. He had 3 big drops and 2 big plays where Dak hit him perfectly right over the middle, and he dropped him. So one on the sideline and one over the middle. So he's going to have to get them hands together. And I think it's more just nervous because he jumped up on one over the middle and he dropped it. And I think he's concentrating so hard to make a play. And I think just nervousness. I really feel like it's just nervousness that he's getting open. The kid has got the wheels. What up, Stephen Arthur? The kid has got the wheels. He's definitely getting open, but he's just got to get that nervousness out of him. So we'll see. Hopefully he gets that together because they got that preseason game with San Francisco, and I really love to see what him and Guyton and those guys are going to do. Cedric Wilson, he's been steady. Haven't seen a lot of Cedric Wilson. He did have a reverse yesterday. He had a reverse for a touchdown. He's got really good size, good hands. Don't have any outstanding traits, but I like his length and I like his hands. And he came from Boise State, and he's got good bloodline, so he's a hard worker. Just need to see a little bit more from him, but I think they might just keep him on the roster just for GP since last year was his rookie year and he got washed out and he's a Boise State guy. Appreciate your law. But that's what I kind of see at the receiving core. I'm trying to think if I missed anybody else. Don't think I missed anybody else in the receiving core. Hit the tight ends, running backs. We already know about Zeke being out. Darius Jackson. I like Darius Jackson, but he's just real regular to me. Just a regular running back. I don't see if he's starting. He's scaring anybody. You know what I mean? Alfred Morris. I wish we could have got a better running back, but he knows the system. Jerry Jones is raving about him. I think he's just saying that. He does have quick feet, but he's a veteran. He's in the league. He's been in the league. He's produced. So, he's kind of what we got to roll with. I'm not really impressed by him, but he is a veteran, and, he knows the system, and he knows how to run behind this line. So, but we're all excited about the young guys, Tony Pollard and Mike Weber. Tony Pollard is that guy. He's that thing. Tony Pollard is that dude. I like to see him. To me, Pollard is just. Me and producer G made the comparison how Tony Pollard is kind of like the Felix Jones. He reminds me of Felix Jones. Texans whack, but anyway, Tony Pollard, man, his feet. He's got that jump step like Felix Jones did. Just once he gets to that seam, he sees it. He's the type of guy that you watch him and it just looks like he's not a rookie. He looks like he knows what he's doing. It looks like he's been there. He's not. Doesn't seem now. The bright lights aren't on him yet, so that remains to be seen. But from what I've seen, it doesn't look like he's nervous about anything. It looks like he's jumping right in. He's a smart kid. He's learning a lot of things. You see the explosion. You see a lot of things that he can do. He can punt return, kick return, receiver, running back. I really like for them to bring him off the bench for real, and start those other guys and bring him as a little secret weapon because you can do so many things with him. Tony Pollard is that guy, though. He's one of the guys, along with Mike Weber, who I'm going to talk about as well, who, if you remember when we were on YouTube and I was doing my mock draft, those were the 2 guys that I thought the Cowboys would pick. I went with Mike Weber, but Tony Pollard was the other guy that I thought the Cowboys would draft. They ended up drafting both of them. Speaking of Mike Weber, good running back, tough running back. Come from the good bloodline. Well, not bloodlines, but it came from a good program at Ohio State University. Really tough running back. One of them short, stocky, like little bowling ball type running backs. Runs through his pads. He's got a chip on his shoulder, man. I really feel like he knows he was a 7th round draft pick, and he really, just talking to him, I conversate with his sister a lot, but I got to ask him a couple questions, and just talking to him, he's got a big chip on his shoulder, man. He really is out here feeling like he should have got drafted higher. He felt like he should have been higher than a 7th round draft pick, and he's really anxious to prove a lot of people wrong. And I hope the Cowboys give him that chance, to get on the field, especially with the Niners. Give him that chance to run the ball. He had a couple good runs, and I've been seeing him running. He runs hard. He puts his head down, gets right up. He doesn't try to come out that hole, juke, and try to avoid the contact. He looks for the contact, sticks his head in there, and I like that. It's a good 1-2 combo that the Cowboys drafted with Mike Weber and Tony Pollard. A good thunder and lightning kind of combo that people have been talking about for so long. That's what it seems like to me that they kind of have. And you have a veteran starting out, bring the rookies right off the bench. Quarterbacks, before I hit the defense, don't want to hold you too much longer. Quarterbacks, talking about Dak Prescott, he's one of the main guys that I wanted to look at when I came into camp this year. Heard all the hoo-ha, how he's been looking, this and that. Dak has been okay. I think more so it's been the defense. I think the defense just has been tremendous out here. Dak has just case in point. When we were talking about the scrimmage, everybody was making a big hoo-ha of Dak's 3 picks. His 3 interceptions, they were knocked off the hands of a receiver. So the ball was there, but the ball tipped off his hands. In the scrimmage yesterday, they were playing a lot of cover 2. They were not letting him go deep. And he was hitting the guys over the middle. Yeah, and even in the crowd, some people were frustrated. Oh, stop dumping it off, Dak, dumping it off. But you got to give what the defense give. You got to take what the defense gives you. The defense was giving everything underneath, so take it. It's okay. Okay, we don't have to throw the deep ball every freaking play to prove that Dak can throw the deep ball. He is going to throw the deep ball, and he has taken chances. Dak Prescott had a good camp. He hasn't had a terrible camp at all. I just think what it is you're putting a new offense, you're learning new pieces. You got a really good defense, and it's putting pressure on Dak. So that's just what it is. Cooper Rush, I ain't even talk about him. I ain't talking about Cooper Rush. Not hating on Cooper Rush, but Cooper Rush is just real regular to me. I think we need somebody else. I like Mike White. Mike White's been showing some things. I feel like he's grown. I like Mike White. I really do like Mike White, and I think they should really keep him. And if they can get another veteran maybe and groom Mike White and keep him on the roster, I like Mike White. They got the Terrion Christian kid. I really like that dude. I know he ain't going to get no kind of work. He hasn't got no kind of reps or nothing like that, but I wouldn't mind keeping him on the practice squad to give people fits. I mean, the dude is real mobile, agile, about 5'11", real good arm, real big live arm. And I like him. I don't think he's going to play or anything like that, but I would like to keep him on the practice squad. So, offense out the way. I hear a lot of people talking about the defense, so let's jump right in with my thoughts about the defense. First, the defensive line. First of all, to me, that front seven is going to be nasty. Back end will be okay. Of course, we're going to talk about Xavier Woods, but that front line, that front seven, especially that front line, is going to be really treacherous. They've been giving Dak Prescott and the offense, stressing it. A lot of been getting after it, getting in that backfield. Just a lot of guys. Antoine Woods, Malik Collins, to me, has been the star of the defense on the camp along with Xavier Woods. But Malik Collins looks good. He looks fierce. He looks big. He looks strong. He looks healthy. And, of course, it's his contract year, so he's trying to get paid. But Malik Collins is looking real nice out there, especially on that front line. Our addition of Christian Covington, free agent pickup, I like Christian Covington. He's going to be a good piece. Christian Covington is going to play a lot with the Dallas Cowboys this year. You can bank on that, mark my words. Christian Covington is going to play. He's very active, a lot of good moves. Main thing, he's active. I like the Covington pickup, and I really like what they did bringing to the table with him. So I definitely like the Covington addition. Kerry Hyder, I don't know about Kerry Hyder. He's staying after work, doing some after practice moves. We'll see about Kerry Hyder. I don't know. He could be a roster cut. Keep it 100. He doesn't have a big contract with the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are stacked on the line. But we'll see. Kerry Hyder, to me, still got to step up. I want to see him in some preseason games. He's a veteran in the league, so I just need to see him more in games. Hasn't really impressed me in practice. Hasn't played bad, but hasn't been lights out or anything like that. Who else? The rookies. Tristan Hill, second-round draft pick. I love Tristan Hill. I think that was a great pickup. He's got a lot to learn, but he's country strong. You feel me? He's got that country boy strong. Tristan Hill, he's going to be a good rotational piece. Young. I think those things about the immaturity, I'm not going to say he's immature, but I can see where the publications were saying he has immaturity. So definitely Rod Marinelli is kind of keeping him under his wings. Okay. So Tristan Hill, I think Marinelli's got a guy that's got to stay on him, because I think Tristan Hill can lose his way a little bit. He can lose his focus. I think that's the big thing with him. He can lose his focus. But the talent is definitely there. He's country strong. He's got some moves. He's going to be a good addition. Just got to keep that motor all the way running. I don't know if it runs all the time with Tristan Hill. Daniel Wise, nasty. He was playing flexing on the outside, playing defensive end, which he slid Tristan Hill underneath. But that Daniel Wise kid, undrafted rookie defensive tackle, 6'2", about 287 pounds. Not a big guy. I don't even know if he's 6'2". Not a big guy, but man, that dude is everywhere. He's gonna force himself on his team. He is everywhere. I like him. What up, Ty Henley? Who else? Jalen Jelks. He's another guy. I wrote about him on an article, the draft pick nobody's talking about. No, Tristan Hill's definitely strong enough. I seen him up close. I seen him in his drills. He is definitely the real deal. Jalen Jelks, I love Jalen Jelks. Find somewhere to do something with Jalen Jelks. I like him. I just like him. I like he's a try-hard kid, got good talent. He's a lot bigger than I thought he was. Picked up some weight, and he's just tall, about 6'6". I like the Jalen Jelks kid. Keep your eye on him. Taco Charlton. People been talking to me about Taco. What up, Ron? How you doing? Taco. I don't know if Jalen Jelks did or not. You have to find out information on that. But Taco Charlton, not hating on Taco Charlton. I'm not hating on you, Taco. I promise you, I'm not hating on you, dog. But it just seems like year 3, you should be standing out by now. You know, year 3, you should be like Taco Charlton. Yeah, he's that deal. You should be saying that about him in year 3, and I'm not seeing it. It just seems like he's average. It just seems like he's just another player on the team. You know, good size. But nothing is standing out what he does. And, you know, it's just kind of like, I don't know if he makes the team. We'll see. If somebody really blows it up, we'll see. But Taco hasn't, you know, definitely don't see him being on team after this year. I just don't see them exercising that option year unless he blows it up out the water. But I just don't see it. I'm not hating on you, big dog, but I just don't see it. Just looks like he's regular. You know, DeMarcus Lawrence is out. He's got every opportunity to start on that left-hand side. He's a left defensive end, and he's just not that guy. You know, I said that he wasn't a guy that is a quick twitch athlete. He's a guy that needs to start all game. He's that type of guy, but even then, I just don't feel like if Taco were to start every game, every year, 16 games, just don't think he can get over a 7 sack season. He's just not going to scare anybody. My guy that I've been pumping up from not day one, but I've been pumping him up kind of since last year and really been on the train since training camp. And now to get to see him in person, my guy is Dorrance Armstrong Jr. I love some Dorrance Armstrong Jr. Dorrance Armstrong Jr. is going to get some plays out there. That dude is quick. He's fast. He's got moves. Dorrance Armstrong Jr. is going to make some plays this year. He's going to make some plays. He's going to play. So keep your eye on that kid. He's the one that stood out to me as far as training camp guys so far as Dorrance Armstrong Jr. He's taken another step. And if you were to ask me, you said Taco Charlton, Dorrance Armstrong Jr., Dorrance Armstrong Jr., without a shadow of a doubt. I'm taking him in a heartbeat, snap of a finger. I'm taking him right now. I love some Dorrance Armstrong Jr. Great pickup from last year. Grew from last year. Think he learned some things. DeMarcus Lawrence, I believe, has some high praise from DDP from Dallas Prospects. I think he said that he was a DeMarcus Lawrence type ability. The boy is good. Keep your eyes on that kid right there. The Mighty Quinn. I love the Mighty Quinn. He hasn't really done anything to me, really stand out this year. I mean, so far in camp. But I really believe he's just a consummate pro, and I feel like he's the type of guy that don't need training camp. He's a veteran, been here long enough that once you see him just in games, he's going to get you. You know what I mean? Great personality, great guy. I love some Mighty Quinn. He's a team player. Gave me great. I didn't get a full interview with him, and I'm mad that I didn't. But he gave some good talks, some thoughts. I just really think he's a great addition as far as the energy and the leadership. I think he's a silent leader on the team, and it was a great pickup. And I think you're going to really see him in the regular season. So don't be alarmed that you're not hearing a lot about the Mighty Quinn. Like it wasn't a great pickup. I think it was a great pickup, but I think you're going to really see him shine in the regular season. And preseason, training camp is just like another thing with him. Watch him during the regular season. Watch him work. Linebackers, Jalen Smith, the truth. This is his team, along with DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence on the defensive line, and linebackers. It is Jalen Smith. He's that dude. He's that guy. You can tell he's the commander of the team. He's grown into that role. The guys respect him. He brings it. He has an attitude. He has a cockiness about him. He knows he's good. He knows he's ready to take that another step. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a leading tackler. I know LVE was last year. I wouldn't be surprised if he was a leading tackler, getting over 130 tackles, 5-sack season, that type of year. I think he has a monster year. He stays fully healthy. I think he has a monster year this year. I think you see plenty of games where he's getting 11 tackles, 13 tackles, 14, 15 tackle games. I think Jalen Smith is that type of dude this year. LVE still growing into the position. Second year, I think he's going to take that leap, and I think him being next to Jalen Smith, you got the dynamic duo, and I think they're going to be one of the top linebacking core in the NFL, period. Sean Lee I seen him out there yesterday. He was limping. He's got the little bug injury. Marshall Lillard, he's okay. Joe Thomas, haven't got to see a lot of him, but I like the addition. I hope he stays healthy. The kid that a lot of people are talking about, and he's got really good size. I like to see what he does maybe in some preseason game, is Luke Gulliford from University of Nebraska, 6'3", about 230 pounds. Kind of look like a LVE clone, but smaller in the weight size. But he's been active, very active. I want to see him in some games. So I like to see him in a preseason game. I like to see how he plays. So keep your eye on Luke Gulliford, I believe, from Nebraska, linebacker, rookie free agent, undrafted. Keep an eye on him. Cornerbacks. Byron Jones is out, obviously. It looks like he's getting better. It looks like he's going to be ready for week 1. I've been having some film of him working on the side. He looks like he's definitely going to be okay for week 1 starting. Cheeto, Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, very scrappy, all of them. Scrappy. I think don't think it's a strong point in my eyes. What's up, Todd McGovern? But yeah, definitely Jalen Smith with some high sacks. But I think our secondary is going to be okay. I don't think our secondary is going to be lights out. Just my opinion. I think people will be able to get yards on us. We'll have a bend but don't break type secondary. I like Cheeto. I like Anthony Brown, contract year. Jordan Lewis has been scrappy, but I think that might be, if you're looking at a weak point on the defense, to me, it will be the secondary. Not that we're going to be getting torched, but I just feel like the secondary will be able to get some plays on them. So, nice. Well, y'all just said the Rico Gathers experiment. I'll post that on the page right here. But yeah, so I'll post that on the page right quick. Rico Gathers released, so that experiment is over. But yeah, I think the secondary is going to be okay. But I think that might be a little bit of the weak point. The safety position, before I bang out here, Xavier Woods is the truth. 2017, when we drafted him, I actually, when we did our mock draft, I picked Taco Charlton and Xavier Woods in my mock draft. And guess what? Xavier Woods, I liked him out of college, Louisiana Tech, 14 picks, like 6 picks his senior year. I loved him out the draft. I loved him his rookie year. I wrote an article and said, why can't he be our Earl Thomas? and he has had 3 picks, and took 2 to the house. He's looks like that deal. I said 5 picks, fact or fiction. I'm saying fact. I said he's getting 5 picks this year. I don't see why not. He's going to take a next step. I see a Pro Bowl in his resume real soon, and I see multiple Pro Bowls down the line for Xavier Woods. I think he really breaks out. I think he's going to be that deal. Jeff Heath is just Jeff Heath. You know what I'm saying? Still making the mistakes that you don't want to see after a 5th year, but it is what it is. Ioka is just kind of regular. They like the kid Donovan Wilson from Texas A&M. He's still a rookie, so I can't put any trust in him. They got trust in the cloud back there, so safety position is in flux to me. Your boy Xavier Woods is the truth, no doubt. But safety position still is an area of concern in my eyes, as well as the cornerback position. I like Michael Jackson. I'm sorry, Joe Jackson. I like Joe Jackson. I haven't get to see a lot of him. You just said Todd McGovern. You just mentioned him. Joe Jackson. Sorry about that. I like Joe Jackson's size. I love Joe Jackson's size. He's been very active. Don't know if he's getting on the roster, but I definitely think he's going to be on that practice squad. They're not going to get rid of him. They're going to keep Joe Jackson. He's somebody that you can build on the roster later down the line. So Joe Jackson is definitely a player that they are going to keep. Michael Jackson, I forgot to mention him. Michael Jackson, he's had his ups and downs in practice. He's not ready. He's definitely not ready. But you definitely see the talent. Got a lot of talent, and I think he's going to be a player down the line that the Cowboys are definitely like down the line. I just don't think he's ready right now. Michael Jackson. Like to see him in some preseason games, get some good work, but I definitely don't think he's ready right now. I wrote about Jux. I like Jux. Jux has done well this preseason. Really want to see him in games. And also Donovan Alumba. He's another guy that you need to keep an eye on. I think he makes the roster this year. He's very feisty, very active, and he's got good size. Every bit of 6'2". Real feisty, and he's always around the ball. Donovan Alumba is going to make the team. Keep an eye on Donovan Alumba. I believe he came out of Portland State. Was on the practice squad all last year. You'll like that kid, and he's going to make some plays. He's going to play this year on the field. So definitely. But that's my thoughts. I'm going to get to some posts. Shout out to the Cowboys experience once again for letting me get to the good players, get some good interviews, get to talk to the guys. Yes, I just seen that. I'm going to post it on the page. Shout out to California IA. Had a good time out here. Shout out to producer G for kicking it. Love it. Had a great time out here. I'm sad I gotta leave, man. I don't want to leave. Trying to get down to Dallas. Try to get down to some training camp down there. But definitely it's on next year. Going to have full access training camp next year, so it's going to be on and popping. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting Silver and Blue Nation. We're just out here trying to create a whole new brand and bringing y'all everything. We want to be out here at training camp every day and bring you that footage from us. Not hating on nobody else, but it's time for these independent labels out here to make a difference. And we can only grow with y'all support. You know, we see the Cowboys out there and the Mike Fishers and those guys, and I don't hate on any of those guys, but we're just as good. I went to school. I put in work just as much as those guys, and a lot of us have put in that work as well. So one way we can continue to make this independent nation grow is through you guys, through your support, through your donations, through your subscriptions. So continue to support all us out there. Law Nation, DDP, Dallas Prospect, Vosh Lombardi, Foots the King, Cowboys Jabu, Cowboys Blog, Tyson, West Coast, all of them out there, Boss Cowboy. I live by the star. All these guys that are out here grinding, trying to get y'all that good Cowboys news, support us, man, because we have an independent nation that we're growing. And this nation that we're growing, it's going to be a big thing. And we're trying to put all these independent labels having their own thing, but like under kind of one umbrella, so we can be like an ESPN. So when you're out there looking at Cowboy stuff, you want to hear the real, and you don't want to hear the biasness, or you can't say this because you're employed by Jerry Jones or whatever. Support these labels right here. Support Silver and Blue Nation. Support these guys out here. because we got that fire. We know what we're talking about. A lot of us have played football. I know I have. I've coached. I've scouted. Been to school. We put in work. We're not a lot of us people are not fly by guys that just made up something, out of the womb and just said, hey, let's put this together. We've put in work. So support us, subscribe to us, donate to us, get us, make it happen. Because if you want that real Cowboys news and that stuff, yeah, bring it. We don't bring that fakeness. We only gonna tell you the real, and that's what you should like and want. And that's the nation that we're building, and you're gonna see it soon. It's gonna happen, but it can only happen through y'all. So get out there and support. So shout out. Let me get out there and post on Silver&Blue Nation about this Rico Gather situation. Tune in this week. Me and Law Nation be going hopefully live on the Cowboys Experience with our breakdown of training camp during the week, and hopefully we can both meet up in Texas for some more training camp news and word and fun. So thank you for your support. I'll be talking to you soon. Big Game James, producer G Voltron, Silver&Blue Nation. Peace. I'm out.